we did not, where we could not provide documentation was with respect to beneficiaries of command agriculture inputs, which information is available at the Ministry of Agriculture.
The Ministry of Agriculture is here. And they said they don't know. They've been here. They took an oath and said, where you are, Mr. So we have 4 problems. Number one, you spend 1.6 billion US dollars outside the budget, outside the public finance management system in 2017. So we asked for a clear breakdown of where you sent this money. You have given us the attachment 2. Attachment 2 shows that Secunda got 378,739. So 378,739 in 2017. Then this is for command agriculture. In 2018, you say Secunda got $235,954,143. In 2017 now, you give us an outline of presidential scheme. But under presidential scheme, you don't disaggregate what you paid in 2017 and what you paid in 2018. Are you expecting us to get our calculators to then disaggregate? Well, that's your job. But the same thing, Mr. Chu, what you say for 2018 and 2017 for presidential scheme is $573,392,887.33. If we add, as we have done in your absence, if you add 573 million plus 378 million, that's 800 million, which is way short the 1.6 billion of 2017, which is way short the 3.2 billion of 2018. So, whom did you pay in 2017 and in 2018?
Some of the payments from the presidential scheme were actually in 2019.
Some of them are actually 2019.
In fact, half of them are from
2019. So if you look at ZFC,
it's outside the figure.
so we wanted a disaggregation. Yeah. The second failure of your documents, when the Auditor General says it was an unallocated reserve, it's a euphemism. You spend money outside the budget. The question you don't answer in this document, where did you get that money? Because you spent it, you paid Secunda. When you paid Secunda, or when you paid whoever, you paid 1.6 billion in 2016, so 2017, 3.2 billion in 2018. The money didn't come from the budget because you didn't get that from the budget. You had $294 million from the budget for 2019. Where did you get the money? You must show us how you financed this money. You must give us the V11. Where did you get the money? The 1.6 billion for 2017, the 3.2 billion for 2018. Then thirdly, you must show us the contracts. The term sheets you have shown us with Secunda, they have nowhere near this amount. We have seen contracts on term sheets of 36 million or 22 million. But nowhere near this huge amount now of billions. Where are the contracts that justify because it's a contract is not consideration. Where are the contracts that justify you paying to Secunda if you're told you pay to Secunda? We don't know. There's nothing in this document. The fourth thing, if you are going to pay $1 billion to Secunda, what is Secunda supplied? Give us the proof. Did you supply tractors? Did you supply helicopters? Did you supply Lamborghinis and Toyota Prados? What did Secunda supply to justify this? So you've done nothing at all, both on the demand side and on the supply side. And as a committee, we're extremely disappointed. I think you will not want to go to Lotito. Okay, I come from Lotito, but this is not good enough. Because you can't just come into the accountant general, just lump document to us and think we don't read. In things that were functionally illiterate. It's a lot of money. US dollars. 1.6 billion 2017, 3.2 billion 2018. What's 1.6 plus 3.2 billion? How much? 4.8 billion spent in less than a year.
Maybe one of the issues to correct
Yes,
Honorable Chairman
Yeah.
is that when one looks at 2018,
yes.
the total amount of transfers from the unallocated reserve amounted to that 3.2 billion.
Yeah.
But
So what that means, Mr. Chulu, what that means is that you spent 3.2 billion that was not approved by budget, that was not approved by parliament and outside the PFAS. So where did you spend this money, this 3.2 billion? Number one, how did you finance that? Number two. Number three, where are the documents justifying the expenditure?
the Honorable Chairman, that money was spent first of all from the CRF. Part of it was straight from the CRF. Part of it was we requested the RBZ to mobilize funds for us. And I would like to mention the fact that out of the 3.3 that we are talking about, support to agriculture.
The money spent from the CRF legitimately does not qualify to be called an unallocated reserve or unauthorized expenditure because it's legitimate. Remember, the CRF is approved by Parliament. That's the blue book. That's the appropriation account. So the 3.2 is a rogue figure, not supported by the budget, not approved by Parliament. That's why the accountant general said, hang on a minute, you've got this money. Your money, what you were given as a ministry was a mere $294 million for 2018. Then you spent 294 plus 3.2 billion.
What I wanted to explain, Chairman, was that out of that 3.2, which admittedly was spent without Parliament approval, which we discussed.
Lawful and unconstitutional.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Support to agriculture did not amount. It was not all for support to agriculture.
It was for what?
Some of the money went to agriculture. That is correct, but part of it went towards employment costs. Employment costs, if I may just.
That's what we asked you, and we gave you 3 weeks to give us the documents to explain. You've had 3 weeks of producing nothing. You've had 3 weeks of producing nothing. Isn't that what we asked you for? Explain this 3.2 billion because we're going to follow every cent. That's what we asked you. You give us the hieroglyphics. This get up to 3.2 billion if it takes more.
Chair, it does. I must say we submitted this as part of the document that was supplied to Parliament.
You see, we need to see these documents before. So my employment costs there, which amount to a total of 453,390,000, because you can't add employment costs. Agarari budget and this year.
These were increases in remuneration during the period.
2017.
No, this is 2018. Sorry. And there were also funding for roads. There were also employer contributions to PISMAS, because we owe PISMAS some funding, and we paid 77.5 million for that.
Have you given supporting documents for this to the Auditor General? Are these figures tested or their claims made at the last minute to do a benign public accounts document?
These were supplied to the Auditor General.
The supporting documents.
When?
The only figures that for which we did not supply documents were those where the RSDs had paid directly. But for what we are talking about, like employment costs, this was supplied to the Auditor General. Road rehabilitation, this was also submitted to the Auditor General. And the issue is just that we did not come to Parliament for approval. For some of them, for example, for Zinwa, part of it was supplied to the Auditor General in terms of $53 million, 53.9. 27 not yet been supplied to the Auditor General. Then there's also operational support under 6, Mr. Chairman, for defense, ZRP, ZIMSTATS.
So I think that we are going to give this document to the Auditor General to verify.
It's okay.
For members, for the benefit of members that don't have this document. These are some of the things you are going to find in this document. Business travel, $51,590,820. What's business travel? That costs 51 million.
Mr. Chairman, you know, government is big, and our travel budget is equally big.
Korea, $18 million. Here is Zimbabwe, $51 million. ZESA, $138 million. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, $142 million. Infrastructure Development Bank of Zimbabwe, $150 million. There's something called Special Services Projects, $22 million. Road Rehabilitation Program, which is now $354 million. I think can you photocopy this and give it to the auditor? Who's the clerk? So what we will do is we'll refer these things to the Auditor General so that she verifies, because she doesn't have supporting document at the time that she wrote the statements, and by May of 2019, she didn't have the supporting documents. And what we are going to ask you to do, Ram Chair, we're going to ask you to disaggregate for 2017 out of the money that was unallocated, what went to agriculture and what went to other things. I think Gorora is trying to do this.
Can we also ask them something?
This is of course.
While they do that, if they can remove payments that were made in 2020 and in 2021, I think we haven't gotten there yet.
So the got payments for 2021?
Yes.
Ah.
I think
Of how much?
under Sakunda, the 2018, the third item.
Oh, next year, that's next year.
Yeah, it's something.
This is just the
That's a TB.
First page,
Yeah, but first page. On attachment two.
Those are maturity dates. But it's already, it's payment that's already reflected on the budget.
What do you mean? You said they are maturity dates, but you said amount you pay.
They are under payment column.
I don't think accrual accounting still applies. It hasn't applied. It hasn't started applying yet.
It doesn't.
yeah, it's accrual. Introspective accounting. Because accrual is backwards. Because when you mark out is account. But you can mark out. There are numbers of
Honorable Chairman, when the government borrows money, let's say through a bond, that matures in 20 years from now, and procures goods and services, the cost of those goods and services is actually reflected in today's accounts. But when the maturity arises, it becomes an issue below the line in 2020. But already we have reflected the cost this year when we bought the goods.
one member at a time. Honorable Bushu, supplementary. Commissioner.
And I'm just saying, I thought we were on cash accounting rather than accrual accounting. We haven't
We are
moved
on
to
cash accounting.
accrual accounting yet.
We are on cash accounting. So what Mr. Chure has just said is we borrowed, so we got the cash and paid the cash for certain goods. But in preparing the schedule, we reflected the year in which we are going to repay the loan.
So what we provided you was the instrument that we used to get the cash.
Instead of giving you the cash movement.
So the money was paid.
The money was received by government and the money was paid to the service providers.
Are you saying you received money from settlement? Did you ever receive a cent from settlement? Mr. Accountant General.
Is that one second?
But that's not true.
Yeah, it's Sakunda.
I don't remember.
I think he hasn't finished
So
explaining.
we received not money, we received goods and services from Sakunda.
Supplies.
Yes, which is
Where are they? Because in your documents, they are not there. In your documents, they are not there. You have 3 weeks to give us the proof of the documents that were supplied. Proof of the goods that were supplied. Because they can't just pay them. Did anyone ever verify that the goods are supplied is what it is? How do you pay taxpayers' money? Billions of it. Because remember, if you read the 2018 report, it says there are no supporting vouchers for any of these transactions. If Secunda supply goods and services, the Secunda go to the tender board. Was the Procurement Act compliant? Because anyone who supplies to government must be subject to the Procurement Act. Mr. Chichi. Mr. Churu, sorry. Mr. Churu.
Honorable Chairman, my understanding is that Sakunda assisted government when it itself did not have the resources.
By supplying goods and services.
By supplying goods and services.
Yeah, so did Sakunda submit tenders? Was there a tender issued in terms of the Procurement Act that Sakunda was subjected to competitive bidding and won the bidding process?
I think that would be an issue for the Minister of Agriculture.
No, The Minister of Agriculture has been here. They said we don't know. It's a treasury issue. Chitsiko was set there. This is your baby as treasurer. You're not being paid by the Minister of Agriculture. When you were paying them, Mr. Chairman, was there a certificate from the procurement board saying they legitimately want a tender? Aurora, you know these things. You've been doing this throughout your life. Did Secunda obtain a tender and win a tender?
Yes. Yeah. And what goods and services were being repaid 378 million?
US.
What goods and services were those that amounted to 378 million?
It's a variety of goods that are used as inputs for growing maize and for growing wheat.
Where are the vouchers from?
I think you have already raised that issue.
I beg your pardon?
You have raised that issue and we have taken note.
How do you pay without the proof of the supplier supplying? So your due diligence should be show us the goods you supplied and delivered.
And also check. 3 weeks that we have asked you to prepare the document, you also did not even submit the contract that existed between the government and Secunda.
They've supplied something, but those are things that were sent to
The real contract.
There's some contracts there, which is from 2016 to 2024. But anyway, can you answer the questions around procurement, around accounting, Yabababushu, Yabamate, Uchiko, Chamakapatari, why were you paying without invoices? That's Secunda. Yet supplied. Mr. Chu.
We will ask for that information from Ministry of Agriculture and other players.
Yeah, but Minister of Agriculture doesn't have. Minister of Agriculture says we don't know, this is your baby. Mr. Chichuko took an oath there. So are you saying, as a person employed by the Republic of Zimbabwe, to safeguard their money and to make payment, you paid without proof that the supplier is supplied? How does that happen? You're paying billions.
Honorable Chairman, the Ministry of Finance disburses resources upon being given comfort by sister institutions that they've done the necessary due diligence. And in this case, the due diligence will have been done by the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, and Rural Resettlement. In my view, they've done, they would not allow something like this to go on without appropriate due diligence. We normally do not go and find out how many structures they've bought.
Mr. Chu. Mr. Chitsiko came here. What's the name of the finance director? What's the name of the finance director? And Mr. Mzaki. They came here. They produced letters in February and one dated in March, which they received on the 18th of May 2018. That letter was from the Ministry of Finance from Treasury, saying to Mr. Chitsiko, $1.2 billion was paid. Can you account it in your books? In other words, expenditure was done by the Ministry of Finance. Then as an afterthought, when you realize that you can't be a line minister and an executing minister, you then wrote a letter to the Ministry of Agriculture saying account for this. When Mr. Chitsiko and Mr. Mzamiri came, they said, look, and they produced letters. We've asked for vouchers for 2017. They've not given us. We've asked for vouchers for 2018. When Mr. Mzamiri came here the last time, he said, for 2018 we've given up, but for 2017 they promised you this as treasure. That's what he said under oath. We can have that answer typed for you and give it to you. So the Minister of Agriculture doesn't have Chikwambo chain. This is the Minister of Finance thing. And why were you paying directly instead of giving the Minister of Agriculture the money, which is what is supposed to be done by the law? You are supposed to give them in their vote, then they make payments, you are making payments directly. So don't mention the Minister of Agriculture. But this was your baby, your creation. And our questions again, why are you reflecting payment for 2022? Number two, where is the proof that these people were subjected to procurement? Number three, where are the vouchers that prove that Secunda supplied and you were entitled to pay? Number four, do we have the adequate contract? Honorable Mshori was special.
With respect to the last question, Mr. Chairman, I thought that contract was provided to the
You gave us last minute, so we haven't analyzed it. But I'm sure there's a mismatch.
Then I think with respect to vouchers, I have mentioned that we'll talk to our colleagues in the Ministry of Agriculture.
I'm not saying this way, that's true. I'm not saying this way.
But the Minister of Agriculture,
And they produced letters to the ministers to say, give us vouchers. When they came last time, they said, for 2018, we've given up hope, we don't know. But for 2017, they are still saying they can give us.
I think we've taken note of the requirement from the committee, and we'll look for the vouchers.
But are you saying you didn't know that that's what...
But I wanted to mention the fact that we were not, the vouchers are not supposed to be given to us directly.
You're making payments directly. You're making payments directly. So they should be given to you because you've abrogated on yourself the duty to be a line executive minister.
To the contrary, Mr. Chairman,
We're not paying directly.
we facilitated financing. That's what we did. As the Minister of Finance and as the Reserve Bank, given the challenges that the economy was facing, given the liquidity challenges that we're facing, we facilitated a financing. It doesn't mean that the other ministries do not do their part. They're supposed to do their part. But all the same, we'll do our best to look for the vouchers.
for the vengeance of doubt, Mr. Chun, do we get you to say that as the treasurer, you are going to look for the vouchers?
We'll do our best to look for the vouchers. But under normal circumstances, that's not a core treasury function.
And you also agree that disbursing funds to suppliers is not a core, indirectly, it's not a core
You're not allowed to do
business
that.
of the treasurer.
You can't do that.
We fully agree with that.
And so what's so special about Secunda that we're paying directly as treasurer? Why is Secunda captured this state so much?
I don't know about capture.
No, it's captured.
Why?
If you pay $1 billion to a private company without supporting vouchers, is that not state capture?
But they were not even paid $1 billion, as we explained to you earlier on.
Okay, you paid 373 million.
That's not $1 billion.
2017, you paid 235 million. That's only for command agriculture.
But that's not $1 billion.
No, actually, maybe it will, because you see the challenge you are shown.
I say so, Mr. Chairman, because you know we've got the press here. They hear our discussions here. And it appears like we gave Sakunda $1 billion. We never gave Sakunda $1 billion.
How much did you give
The
Sakunda?
figures that you are talking about
How much
here
did you give
are not
Sakunda?
coming to $1
How
billion.
much did you give
You
Sakunda?
just mentioned the figures yourself.
How much? Gorora, how much did you pay Sakunda from 2017 to now? How much have you paid Sakunda?
And bear in mind that
Because you have been paying payments even in 2019. You paid $360 million to Sakunda in January of 2019.
Over $1 billion.
yes, it's over there.
You paid over $1 billion. I put it to you, you paid over $1 billion.
For 2017 and 18.
No, since whatever. You paid over
No, but you were talking about the specific years.
But you see, Mr. Cho, even if you check,
Gambo answer. Gorora, how much have you paid Sakunda since the time you started paying? I put it to you that you paid them over $1 billion.
Chair, I think one issue we need to clarify, and to clarify, I hope I will, is as Treasury, we facilitated financing of the agricultural program.
The question is simple. How much has been paid to Sakunda since you started dealing with them? And I put it to you that you paid them over $1 billion. And I put it to you that that is state aid.
Chair, on the first point, it's correct to say it's over $1 billion over the
So
period.
it's correct.
Yes, over the period.
So
But
what's
not
not special
specifically.
that you paid them over $1 billion. So what is they supplied, it is over $1 billion.
They have supplied inputs for the
I can't hear you, Goro.
they have supplied inputs for farmers over the period.
So where are the vouchers?
Chair, like the chair has already said, Ms. Shure has already indicated, this is an issue which is emerging during this discussion, and we will look for the information and submit it to you.
So what we are going to ask from you, Ngorora and Mr. Mchemi, we want a full breakdown of every payment that has been made to Sekunda. Every payment. Whether 2014, whether 2019, we want a full breakdown of the amount, the over $1 billion that has been paid to Sekunda. When can you give us that information? When can you give us that information, sir?
That would be Mr. Chema, sir.
Chema, yes.
I'm not
Chema, we
sure.
like him very much. He's a very straightforward.
I'm not sure I've got to involve GMP. They were the lead agent in the implementation of this program.
Payments by government.
Payments.
Payments by
I
government.
think as the payment they over.
How much payments?
Yes.
No, that we can give in 7 days. No, it's in 7 days.
And I'm saying, I'm on your age, I'm not a problem. It's not like me in the last
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Maybe if I can ask just a simple question. As a ministry, are you aware of the total amount that is come from Sakunda, or the total support in terms of monetary terms that Sakunda is so far given to the agricultural sector? Are you aware? Do you have an idea of the total support in terms of finance?
From a financial point of view, Mr. Chairman, we've got a list of all the treasury bills that pertain to Command Agriculture and which involved Sakunda, the amounts that are involved, and as you mentioned earlier on, we will then go and look for the documentation to see what amount went to this, what amount went to this, and that can be provided. Because this was being funded through treasury bills.
So in short, you are saying offhand you don't know the total amount, the total support from Sakunda.
Offhand in, you mean in terms of the TBs which were issued?
Yes.
Because that's a debt issue.
For now, we can get the.
But that can be regularly gotten because there were TBs and TBs of amounts which were not small. So that is even tomorrow we can provide that.
Yeah. No, I wanted to just move on to Honorable Gani's question. What we wanted to find out from you is to say, if Sakunda did provide the inputs, provided whatever they provided, would we be in a position to give us a breakdown to say how their inputs in 2017 supported by vouchers was so much amount, in 2018 was so much amount, in 2019 was so much amount, supported by vouchers, to see, so that at least we understand that indeed Sakunda did provide something.
To the best of our ability, we will do that, but bearing in mind that normally that's not our job as Treasury. We will provide that, but we can generally provide advice that they provided so much in terms of fertilizer, in terms of tonnage, in terms of fuel, in terms of herbicides, what we can do.
Supporting vouchers.
Yeah, like I said, to the best of our ability, we will do that.
I think we need to move on now.
Okay. When you give us information, accounting general, can you be very clear next time? Because if you read this memo here, it says date of instruction. Let's take the first one, the Sakunda one. 21 December 2016. Payment date 9 January 2018. You'd assume that this was the date of instruction and this was the payment date. But according to what Mr. Churi is saying, it sounds like this is the date that the date matures. So it absolutely makes no sense.
So the date of payment is 21 December.
Exactly. 2016. So it must be very clear when that money was paid. And also, is there any supporting voucher document that can be also attached to confirm that that amount was actually paid or that they paid to who? Because this makes no sense.
This is clear that the date of payment is wasted date of instruction. And that one is the utility date. Under presidential scheme, Babachu,
Sir.
a company with Twitter called FSG, which also received huge amounts of money. What is FSG? Who is FSG?
My understanding is FSG is a fertilizer company which supplies fertilizers.
From which country? Because it's not a Zimbabwe company. Zimbabwe, we know what's the other one?
ZFC.
FSG is they received so much money. 9 million, 9 million, 9 million, 9 million, 9 million, 7 million, 7 million, 7 million, 7 million, 20 million, 11 million, FSG, 20 million, 20 million.
120 million.
Yeah, what is FSG?
Like I mentioned, Honorable Chairperson, this is a fertilizer supplier.
You know, Kunoku, we don't want. Secunda, we know this could that agree. So we don't want ghosts. What is FSG? Who is FSG? Pedsto, we know with those draw from Israel. So, but who is FSG? What is FSG? What is this creature called FSG? Gorora. What is FSG? The FSG are initial. What is the full name? And where does this company originate from? Because certainly it's not.
My understanding is FSG, I think, originates from South Africa. It's like Omnia. And
No, Omnia, I've never heard of FSG. What's FSG? Who is FSG? This is your vote. This is CapEx. How do you pay something that you don't know? When the due diligence, even the law that you guys pass saying know your customer, who is FSG? The laws you pass to prevent money laundering says know your customer, who is FSG? you've got more than $120 million, you can't say you pay the cost. Who is FSG?
Chair, the point I wanted to put across is, as Treasury, we mobilize the funding for agriculture.
In this
Through
case, you are
Sakura.
paying.
And then
You are paying from Ministry of Finance. You're not paying through the line ministry. So don't give us that line. It's a false line.
Chair,
It's a false line. You were paying directly. So if you were paying to FSG, what is FSG? You were paying to which account? In Zimbabwe or in South Africa or in India? What is FSG? And who are the principals of FSG?
We have got 400, more than
400
400.
million.
More than 400 million.
In fact, I think when you give us a breakdown, a breakdown of each company. FSG, but at the moment, we want to know what's FSG. What is FSG? Because if FSG was a huge company, we know the big company, the only have a big one time. Yeah, another way is yeah. So it's true.
One day they go.
Let's get honorable.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm Honorable Barbara from 2 months. Sorry, I was late for the meeting. I'm interested in knowing what does FSG stands for, and if you are the ministry that was making payments into these accounts, you should know where the account resides. Are you saying it resides in South Africa? And what exactly does FSG stand for? Because it is within our jurisdiction to know what exactly is FSG. I think it's the simplest part. The abbreviations, what are they standing for, and where does their account reside?
Honorable Chairman, FSG stands for fertilizer, seed, and I don't know what G stands for, but it's a company that is now well known here in terms of supplying fertilizer.
Mr. Chairman,
It's from where?
It's fertilizer.
Miss FSG, the original FSG was a funeral services company.
What?
It was a funeral services company. It is branched into fertilizer and
So if Zimbabwe Funeral Services
Zimbabwe Funeral Services Company.
Which one?
FSG.
Sorry, say which one? We have that, we have Nyarago, we have Moonlight. Which one was FSG?
It's just known as FSG. It's based in Harare and Bulawayo.
Mr. Chairman,
It is a fertilizer, seed and grain subsidiary.
Who is the owner?
Who's the owner?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It was
That we
200 million on one day. 200 million.
How does a funeral company that buries dead people mutates into a huge, humongous fertilizer seeds company?
Bigger than ZFC.
Bigger than ZFC,
Yeah.
bigger than windmill.
Getting paid 400 million.
That's where my question was going to say, gentlemen in front of us, my concern is you've been giving other companies very huge and significant figures, but our local manufacturing companies,
Which
like
are known.
Sidco, Windmill,
Which are known.
ZFC has very little that they get from you. What should be the problem? Are they incapacitated, or are they like Seble's Chemicals, Windmills, ZFC? Is it the issue of incapacity, or what is it exactly? Can you let us know?
Honorable Chairman, I think it is.
Just before you answer, something honorable. Companies like Windmill and the ZFC are over 100 years old. Why will you not take it? You will be a case of a why will you take this kind of thing? To import the fertilizer. seeds go to import the seed. Why are you dealing with the companies that have nothing to do? Secunda is a free company. FSG buries dead people.
I don't know about burying dead people.
No, we don't take it from Muslim Chain.
That's what they said.
That's the holding company.
Yes.
But they've got a subsidiary company,
Still the question remains valid.
Fed Seed and Grain.
Still, the questions remain valid. With the companies that are known, Zinfos and Zinfos. Because Wimby is not functioning. Why are you not giving this money, these people who are known, what traditional, what clean, who are above God? We have sustained this country for years. And I said, go. There's no paper having a ghost town, ghost Sebo, you shut it down. But you're giving Kuda more than $1 billion. Sebo needed $200 million to change its allocation system from expensive electronics to modern carbon processing for processing ammonia nitrate.
Honorable Chairman, under normal circumstances, you are very right. But in our situation, sometimes we have to look for somebody who can be able to get an external line of credit, get us foreign currency to procure these things, because we do not have lines of credit because of the challenges that we face in this country, including sanctions. And if we can find somebody who can mobilize resources for us, even if it is a funeral parlor like Mr. Chema says, we'll do that. And in my
We're paying foreign currency. So you can't give us that excuse.
And in my
We're
knowledge,
paying foreign currency.
in my knowledge, Mr.
So you have the money.
In my knowledge, Mr. Chairman, our institutions do not have the forex.
No, but you were paying, the Arab business was paying foreign currency. Because you're paying foreign currency to whatever Tabiri. So you can't give that excuse. You're not paying bond notes or RTGS. So you can't say within the when you're in fact paying foreign currency to whatever Tabiri. That's dishonest. But can you answer, Honorable, this question? Why are you dealing with these non-traditional briefcase people when you have the traditional people who were designed to be doing this for over 100 years? Meaning ZFC, SIDCO, SEBO.
I think the major reason, Mr. Chairman, is that even if we were to provide local dollars to these companies, they would not be able to source the resources. They don't have foreign currency.
Supplying foreign currency. The Reserve Bank was supplying foreign currency.
I think that would be for the Reserve Bank to respond.
But Mr. Chu, I mean, you are the chief director, and you know RBZ is actually just falls under your ministry. And to try to show us that you are not aware that payments are being done in US dollars.
And you also sit on the board of Arab Music.
Yes,
Yes, it does.
But while that may be correct, Honorable Chairman, the RBZ, I think it appeared before you. I think these are the issues you should have raised with them when it comes to foreign currency payments.
we're going to call them. We're going to call them again on this one. Because I was here. I'm not videos that people will discuss this for Twitter. You didn't know this. You couldn't. Damn, I'm not video. There's another company called Valley Seeds. Who is Valley Seeds?
Valley Seeds, my understanding is that this is the former partner. I think the shareholding has changed. But I think that should be the company. And they provide seed.
Who are the shareholders and directors of FSG? Who is FSG?
I think one of the chairperson.
Aurora Muchema and Mimba Chul, you can't say you don't know.
I can say I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't use that.
You held the Bible, so don't lie to us.
No, I'm telling you the truth. And I know I held the
Chema, you
Bible.
don't know.
I don't know them.
Gorora, you don't know. So we take over. What are you doing when you are paying a client without expecting to know your clients, without due diligence? In terms of laws that you yourselves as Minister of Finance sponsored and passed in this podcast. You pass any money laws.
And you paid 400 million.
If you paid 400 million to someone that something that you don't know, what if you're paying to Al Qaeda? How does that happen? With that payment, if you pay something to someone you don't know, it's illegal in terms of Zimbabwean law. That was brought to Parliament by the Minister of Finance. I put it to you that you are trying to mislead us.
But this is now quite a well-established company here in terms of supplying of fertilizer. But I don't know. It's just like if you had to ask
But
me.
how is it well established when you don't know it?
Yes.
I'm a Zimbabwean citizen besides being a civil servant.
So how is it well established when you don't know it?
I know them because
You know it's owned by Kudata Green.
because they are a registered company here. They
Where
are.
are their offices? Where are
I
their
don't
offices?
know. But I know they conduct business here. They do.
Do they manufacture fertilizer? Can I go into a shop and find fertilizer against FSG?
I think if you go to FSG, you can actually find it.
Where?
Because I can go to shop and find set fertilizer against ZFC or Winning. I can do that. That's well established.
I didn't say they manufacture fertilizer. I just said that
So
they
how are
sell,
they established?
they supply fertilizer.
How? From a briefcase. From a briefcase.
I think before we prejudge, let's find out. We'll find
We're
out.
asking you, we're trying to find out. How did you pay $400 million to a creature you don't know?
Yes.
On what basis? What bribes were paid?
Did they even go to tender, Honorable Chair?
Ask him. Ask him. Did FSG go to tender? Because in terms of the Procurement Act, anyone who supplies a service must go to tender. Did FSG submit a tender? If so, when? But Mr. Chief, can you ask the Can you answer Honorable Mbogesi?
I think we have already responded to the issue of
You responded in
going.
respect of Secunda, not in respect of FSG. So now answer in respect of FSG.
I think we can go and check and advise you.
But you know they didn't.
Pardon?
You're trying to mislead us. You know they did not.
No, I'm just saying I'll go and check.
But you know that they didn't. Why are you trying to mislead us?
I've,
You know
ad-
FSG.
I've advised you, Honorable Chairman, that as Minister of Finance, our focus is on financing. It's not on issues to do with procurement. And when honorable members ask on issues that have to do with procurement and so forth, all that we can do is go and find out the facts. And only to the extent that we can get them. If we can't, we'll tell you as well.
So they were paying direct, Honorable
You
Chair.
pay directly through Treasury bills. FSG, Zimbabwe Treasury Bill number 364, Zimbabwe Treasury Bill number 865. How do you issue a treasury bill to an entity that you don't know, that you have not conducted due diligence? That is no address. And you call yourself a chief finance officer of the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe. And an RBZ good name.
I am a chief director in the Ministry of Finance, it's true.
Principal director.
Mr. Chairman, I think once you read the agreements with Sakunda,
We are talking about FSG.
because it's the agreements with
We are talking
Sakunda,
about FSG.
but this FSG supplied fertilizer. If you are talking about it supplying against the special maize program, they were supplying through the Sakunda facilities, isn't it?
That's your evidence. Is that your everybody will be paid directly? The treasury bills will be paid directly, and will be paid directly in terms of the presidential scheme. Not of commander general of the presidential scheme. That's according to the document you have given us.
It's just like I said, we'll go to look for the information. We'll do that.
Actually, it's an offense called perjury to lie under oath.
I haven't lied.
Yeah. Also, in terms of the Parliamentary Privileges Act, any attempt to obstruct Parliament, any attempt to mislead Parliament is contempt of Parliament and is liable to criminal prosecution.
I am very clear about that.
So why is your behavior not reflective of the clearness you
That's how you see it, but I'm
That's
telling
how all of us see
I am
it.
telling you the truth.
That you don't know FSG. You don't know its directors.
What gives you the impression that I know them?
Because you paid $400 million. You're
Ah,
in
but-
opposition.
but-
You're
but-
in opposition. In
no.
opposition, you can't pay $400 million without knowing.
I am telling you I
To a
don't know.
funeral parlor.
I don't know them.
but
I've told you.
But we say that it's a well-established company.
They are.
How do you know?
As a Zimbabwean, I buy fertilizer, just like you all do.
No, but you
Where?
And I have bought fertilizer from FSG myself.
Wait,
But what farmers here?
And I bought it from,
It's not about you
if you
personally.
go to Boca, the satellite office there. And I bought fertilizer from there.
It's not about you personally.
But you ask me how I know about FSG. I'm telling you,
Hold on.
as a Zimbabwean.
Just
Don't be
hold on,
emotional.
Honorable Mateo.
Who are you telling is being emotional? I'm not being emotional.
Yeah, no, Mr. Churu. Does FSG sell fertilizer? I don't know what FSG.
I
Just
don't-
like windmill sells windmill fertilizer. Just like ZFC sells fertilizer.
That's another issue. But
I'm
you ask,
asking, I don't
but
know.
you ask
I'm
me.
asking, I'm
You know
asking.
what, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah,
When you ask a question,
yeah,
give me room to answer.
yes.
Don't ask me 15 questions
Yes.
after that.
Okay. Can I ask this question? Does FSG sell branded fertilizer in its name the way Windmill and ZFC do, the way Omnia do?
I can check.
But you said
You said you bought.
I bought, yes,
What did you
but I don't have to look at all that. Do I have to? And if you talk to anyone from any of the unions, they will tell you that I'm not lying. Any of the farmers' unions, ask them.
It's not about it's about his position. But you see, Chairman, I find it difficult to understand Mr. Chu. Mr. Chu tells us that he went to Mocha and even described the place and he bought his fertilizer. He doesn't know the fertilizer when you bought it. Yakakanyo was with him.
I don't have to remember that, do I?
No, but if
Do I really have to remember that?
or if you have
If I go to a shop and I shop every other day, I have to remember what packaging was there.
could fertilizer
Let's be serious, comrades.
could fertilizer yakatwanga mango yakadai.
The issue here, Comrade Chu, if you are not understanding it, the issue here is that we have established companies like ZFC and Windmill and Sebo Chemical, which have been supplying and producing fertilizer in this country for years, more than 100 years.
That part granted,
Just
I
hold on,
agree
you
with
asked
you.
me-
Yes.
asked me to give you time.
Yes.
So give me time.
Yes.
Yeah. On what basis, therefore, do you take more than $400 million and pay it to a dubious company that hasn't gone to tender, that is not known? That is the issue here. That's what Honorable Rhodes asked. On what basis are you doing that?
Honorable Chairman, I fully understand your question, and this is why I said we are going to look at all those issues and come back to you and advise you how much is FSG supplying to the Zimbabwean market. Are they, for how long have they been here? Who are their directors? Or did they supply the fertilizer that they supplied? Was it fairly priced?
But you've paid them already.
Yeah, so you're asking me about things that have already happened.
Yes.
So I'll give you the information of what happened.
Sorry, Mr. Chur. Mr. Chur,
Say,
you are the gatekeepers. The Minister of Finance is the gatekeeper. If the gatekeeper opens up, the country is in trouble. So you can't just pay without due diligence. You control the consolidated revenue funds. There's a man there called the Accountant General. There's another man that you are sitting in his place called the Paymaster General, the Permanent Secretary. So the Paymaster General doesn't pay without respect of Zimbabwean laws. So the honorable members are right to say, you as the Paymaster General, why were you paying to dubious people without procurement laws being complied with? In huge amounts of money, when we have got established companies.
I think, Honorable Chairman, I heard you, and I think the issues that you have raised was proper procurement procedures followed. Was there value for money? We'll give you feedback on that to the extent that we can. Being financier, because our job is financing. And I think that's what I've said before.
Your job was financing, Honorable Chu. Why did you not allow the line ministry? Why did you not allow the line ministry to deal and contract with these people? The line ministry came to us and gave evidence and said, we don't know these things. You were dealing with them directly.
I mentioned last time, Charlie, that I don't think that the line ministry was sincere. What we are doing is what the whole of government agreed to do, and that includes the Ministry of Agriculture. And you are very right, we are gatekeepers, but we are largely gatekeepers on matters financial. Admittedly, financial issues also have a supervisory element. But other entities within government also are gatekeepers in their own particular areas, including the Ministry of Agriculture.
If they know the payments are being done, but if you carry out payments on their behalf, you are abusing them. And that's what Sisiko was saying. If you admitted the errors that you said you made a mistake, and we said to you, a mistake is when you throw that bottle of water fortuitously and accidentally, not when there's a systemic record of abuse and non-compliance. That's not an error, that's not a mistake. That's a wrong.
No, but errors can go various magnitudes.
That's not an error. That's not an error.
Small errors,
No.
big errors.
This is fraud on the people of Zimbabwe.
I wouldn't go on to say that without the
When
facts.
you make billions of dollars payments outside the public financial management system and outside the budget, that's fraud, Mr. Chu.
It's illegal, I agree with you, yes, but it's not fraud.
Fraud is an illegality.
Without even going to
Fraud is an illegality. Fraud is an illegality.
But not all illegality is fraud.
Without payment vouchers.
Without payment vouchers. Without knowing who you are paying to.
But we said we're going to look for the vouchers to the extent that we can.
in 3 weeks, you submitted nothing, and now.
So I think let's move on. Let's move on. We are going to be judges in this matter, Mr. Chulu. We are going to judge your conduct. We are going to determine whether you are telling us the truth, whether you are lying to us, whether you are doing it deliberately. Because each of those findings is responsible.
I appreciate that for as long as it is done fairly.
And now we are very fair. Trust me. I will ask the Honorable Solo. So just to summarize what we want from you. We want, number one, of the class you are taking. A schedule of every penny that has been paid to Secunda from the time that we started making payments. According to this is 2016. I suspect it's before. Whether it's Commander Agriculture, whether it's anything, whether it's Zimaloids, whether it's what, whether it's money to purchase shares in CBZ, we want a detail of every cent that we have given to Secunda.
Cash.
Whether Treasury bill, any money, any resource you have paid to Secunda. We want the supporting basis, the legal basis of those payments to Secunda. Number three, we want every voucher that proves that Secunda supplied services and goods to you to justify the payment. In other words, the causa, C-O-U-S-A, is Latin, so you italicize the cause of the payment.
Okay.
Or in English law, the consideration of the payment. We want agreements, term sheets for every payment. From whatever to the day now. That says today.
Mr. Chairman, we can
Just
do.
what I think. Somebody we want to know. Number two, we want a disaggregation of payments made in 2017 to the different actors. The COSA, the receipts. 2018, what were the payments? And when you do the disaggregation, go company by company, how much was paid to Security? How much was paid to ABS? How much was paid to Quito? How much was paid to Sebro? How much was paid to Windmill? How much was paid to Valley? How much was paid to Kotko? I see Kotko, to Petro. I didn't see Cisco here, but Cisco is the largest seed producer. Where? It's no amount. And thirdly, so just to emphasize, let's have payment out, let's have the vouchers that justify the payment. And thirdly, let's have for both 2017 and both 2018 full disclosure of how you financed that gap. 1.6 billion in 2017, 3.2 billion in 2018. The treasury bills, we want to know the treasury bills so and so, that financed this so and so. The terms were so and so, issued so and so. In other words, we want both demand side and supply side authenticity. We'll subject those documents to the account auditor general, and she'll give us a professional opinion on the same. Next, the legalities. Was there compliance with the state procurement, with the Procurement Act? When were the tenders? Were flighted? When was adjudication? When were they granted? Next, FSG. What is registered office? What's its full names? The chairman says it's funeral parlors or something. What is its full names? What are its shareholders? What are its directors? What's its principal place of business? Quito. Do that for Quito as well. Do that for Petro. Kotko we know. There's no problem with Kotko. Valises, do that for Valises as well. There's no problem with Windmill, there's no problem with ZFC. I'm sure you can ask the question.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. The question they actually emanate from the auditor's report on the accounts that dated 31 December 2016. I think such a on pages 11 to 128 of the 2018 annual report. The question is, the Auditor General's report highlighted that Treasury did not have accounting officers' instructions or procedures manual to provide guidance on maintenance of accounting records and preparation of financial statements for the Consolidated Revenue Fund. Or summary. There was no common understanding on how the summary should be structured, presented, and how accounting transactions should be treated to ensure compatibility of financial information from one accounting period to another. As a result, the financial statements had numerous errors and incorrect account balances. My questions are as follows. One, explain why your ministry did not draw up accounting officers' instructions in order to provide guidance to staff on the maintenance of accounting records and preparations of financial statements for the Consolidated Revenue Fund. Secondly, what corrective measures have you put in place to address issues highlighted by the Auditor General in the report?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Chairman, I'll ask Mr. Mchemo.
It's true that we did not have, we have not completed our, and we still have not yet completed the production of accounting officers' instructions across the board and an accounting manual. We are probably 70% done in terms of preparing the accounting officers' manual and the accounting officers' instructions across the board. So what the Auditor General has said is true, and that there was considerable confusion is also true, but we are in the process of finalizing both sets of documents. I expect that by end of this year we will have an accounting officer's manual.
Same thing happening in 2019 report, this issue she's going to raise.
By the time she does the audit, we will have accounting officer. We have done the documents.
Because the problem, Chairman, this issue is not a new one. You read the 2015 account, it's there. You read the 2016 audit report, is there. So it seems like she raises issues for Muri, but you just ignore.
No, we are working on that, Mr. Chairman.
For how many years? But this is not a new thing. If you take the audit, it's not a new issue. Have harmonized the treasury instruction so that officers know what to do consistently.
No, we have done two documents. We have done regulations. We have completed regulations, tabled them, and sent them to be gazetted.
Yeah, the regulation we've seen, we're talking about manual. Because manual, this is not technical account.
That's what I said. Once you've done the regulations and the TIs, then it's easier to produce a consistent manual that is consistent with the regulations they've set up. So we're in the process of finalizing that.
No, I was just going to say, Mr. Chairman, it doesn't appear, you are not showing us the agents of coming up with this manual. Given the fact that this has been raised a number of times. But more importantly, I think you being the accountant general, where you don't have a procedure, it means everybody can interpret and do things according to what he or she thinks is best. And given such a fact, now that you've said the guidelines are through, why would we be saying by the end of the year, why can't it be as urgent as possible, since you are now saying that it's now simpler to do that?
I think we are working on it urgently, and I'm confident that the end of the year is 3 months away, that in 3 months it will be done.
Honorable Material question.
Thank you. I'm going to ask you on suspense accounts cash balances. So, although the summary gave new closing balances for suspense accounts and cash balances as at 31 December 2015, the summary for 2016 the opening balance of 94.6 million, whose origin was not explained, nor was the balance supported by documentary evidence. Weak supervisory controls at Treasury resulted in failure to identify the anomalies. So my two questions are, has your ministry investigated the source of the opening balances of 94.6 million? What led to the difference between the closing and the opening balances? And what controls have you put in place to ensure that accounting records are maintained in order to produce reliable financial statements?
We have
This is a very serious issue.
we have identified the core problem, which was the lack of appropriate training for line ministries. We trained them well to input data. We didn't train them well to report, and we have identified that as a core concern, and we have revised the training program to ensure that every accountant in every ministry has a capacity to report better than they've been doing up to now. They were very good at processing, but they didn't see the link between processing and reporting. We actually have developed a module called the Public Finance Management System. That is, I think it was finalized, probably will be implemented next week, end of August, where our reporting is going to be much more consistent across the board than it has been to date.
I'm just interested in one change. 31 December 2015, there's zero. Then we do an opening balance of 94.6 million being the opening balance. When you did this, was there an explanation, that explanation that you are, was there an explanation to simply say, yeah, we ended at zero, but now we are now opening at 94.6. The difference is emanating from A, B, C, Z. Was there an explanation to that?
Honorable member, through the chair, if we had sought to explain that, the observation would not have been raised. So we didn't seek to explain that, and that was our fault.
It's 94 million, but no one can explain it.
I think it.
Now you have to explain what you are going to do, the same.
No, I think we have provided that breakdown, or we can provide that breakdown of the 94 million.
Tell us now, 94 million.
I didn't pay specific attention to that return, but I can come back within 7 days and tell you what the breakdown was.
Do you actually go through what the auditor says?
Yes, we do.
Can you ask a question for me?
So, the Auditor General has pointed out that we have not responded to the issues raised in the reports for 2015 and 2016. The reports of the Auditor General on the CRF for 2015 is replica of 2016 because the ministry has not addressed the issues raised by the Auditor General. So can you give reasons why we have not responded to the Auditor General's report?
It's 2015 and 2016 were difficult. They were difficult. Yes, I accept. So I'm saying they were difficult. It has taken us a while to to get to the bottom of the CRF, and I think we have better reporting capacity for the CRF now than we had in 2016. We have taken our team and line ministry teams that are responsible for inputting into the CRF to a training program that was organized by IMF, and from 2018-2019 our capacity to address the issues that were raised in 2016 and 2015 that were embarrassing for us is a lot better now, and I don't expect to have trying problems with producing accurate CRF going forward.
Why was 2015
It was partly because we were dealing with the past. We were dealing with things that we had carried over, and we didn't quite understand what it is that had caused the problem. Now we understand where our problems are. Now we understand our relationship with line ministries has improved, and because it's central, the quality of input from line ministries has a fundamental impact on the quality of the final product. Now we know, we can anticipate where the problems are likely to come from, and we can address them before they arise.
This answer you are giving to her. But the complaint is that for 2015 we did nothing. 2016 we did nothing. The irony now is that 2016 is exactly like 2015, we raised the same issue. You've not responded, you've not answered. And the office of the Auditor General is a constitutional office.
I know.
It's not a discretionary office.
No, I know.
Yeah. So she's so important. She's like the Attorney General, the Prosecutor General.
I appreciate that.
Because she keeps eyes on you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, so you must respect her.
I will.
Because if you're just going to be like a days.
I will.
Because one of the things we must make, we did that in our first report. We should make recommendations on criminal sanctions, civil sanctions against people who ignore the law and these things. Anyway,
my question arises from the expenditure and net lending ministries. The total expenditure and net lending disclosed on the summary was 4,242,127,666, whereas audited expenditure from all ministries was $5,551,166,135, giving a variance of $1,309,038,469. Ordinarily, the balances from the summary and the appropriation account should be the same. There were no reconciliation performed to establish the source of the variance with a view to correcting the errors. My question is, have you established the source of the variance between your balances and those of the ministries? Why were the variances of such magnitude not reconciled before submitting the CRF for audit?
We are now up to date with our accounting.
Yeah, answer the specific question.
No, I'm going to that specific question. We are now up to date with our accounting on a monthly basis. So we are now in a position where on a monthly basis we can reconcile and ensure that our numbers agree. So we are the reason why we couldn't reconcile was because we were not up to date with our monthly accounts. Now that we are up to date, we will never have a problem with variances between numbers that are ordinarily the same.
Do you have a supplementary one? Yeah, I'm worried, I'm saying, variance is okay in accounting. That's why you do a reconciliation statement. Because variance is okay.
They do.
But when you've got a variance of 1.3 billion, it's not a variance. There's something structurally wrong. You can have a variance within the range of 2%, 3%. But not push it in my account.
I already
but
said,
the variance.
Chairman,
Yeah,
I already
that's too much.
said we had a problem with reporting by.
No, that I accept, but I'm saying 1.3 billion can be explained as a variance that is arising from the lack of timeliness reporting.
When
It's
you
such a
have-
material thing.
Chairman, when
Just hold on there, that's it. And given the context of everything else we have been debating, the 3.2, the 1.6, to us it's not a variance. To us it's something is happening here. So we don't therefore take an ordinary routine accounting explanation, which is what we have given. Because the amount is just too much to be treated as an accounting variance. Am I clear, Mr. Chair?
you are very clear,
Yeah, so
and
please
I sympathize with your worry, but
sympathize with me.
when
Sympathize with the whole of Zimbabwe.
no, I do sympathize with the whole of Zimbabwe. But once you are not maintaining up to date records, the potential for error varies with.
No, we're not worried about error. Error is $20,000.
No, but if
1.3 billion is not an error.
if you make a posting of 1.2 billion, that is wrong. That is an error. You can't say that's not an error. That's a fundamental error. So effectively,
Only reconciliation can prove that.
that's exactly what.
To date,
That's
there's no
exactly.
explanation.
That's
an explanation whether it was an error or an error.
That's exactly what I said. I said now that we can reconcile on a monthly basis, we will not have similar, small or big variances unacceptable.
This is 2019 and so 2016. Was this an error? Was this a theft? What was this?
That was an error in the processing.
Chairman, I have supplemented.
Yes, yeah?
So you did read the report. And you were coming to meet with us.
Yes.
And you knew there was a variance of 1.3 billion.
No, 95. We are now on 95.
We are now on 95. 90. It doesn't matter what the amount is.
For that
It's
year,
still
it was 1.3.
significant. It's still
For that year,
significant.
he's correct. It was 1.3.
Okay.
Remember, this is 2016. It was 1.3. That's correct. It was not 90. 90 maybe they would have needed.
You are talking about the current balance. We are talking about this one. All we needed was for you to explain to us what the variance was.
Yes.
You say, okay, for this year that we are talking about, 1.3 billion was a result of 1, 2, 3.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is, we still say you don't read these reports, you don't use these reports as reference to improve on your accounting. And the assurance you are giving us that is not tallying with the action that you have taken to come to us and to talk about these issues.
It's unfortunate the assurance that I have given.
We are not worried about the present.
No, let me.
We're talking about that year. What is this 1.3 explanation?
No, I can't give
Now
you.
is looking at Machina, no problem, no, check what I next thing.
I
But
can't.
for now,
I can't.
answer to his question.
I can't promise to give you a breakdown of 1.3 million from this perspective. Billion from this perspective.
US dollars.
I can only promise to give that in the written form, because 1.3 billion, a breakdown of 1.3 can't be in one head.
My chairman, my worry is, you see, when these issues are raised by the Auditor General, they are very clear.
Exactly. That's
And
why,
when
that's
you
why,
come to meet
that's why
with
even
us,
borrowed
it's-
the answer. Question number 40.
It's very embarrassing that we ask you questions that are very clear in the audit report and there's no answers for them.
And over the zone, not like this.
I think probably if you did adequately prepare for us, we'd probably have done and finished these things a long time ago. Because
But
from
Chairman,
an
I've-
accounting point of view, I mean,
I've said, Chairman,
I'm sure you've dealt with
I've
auditors.
said, Chairman, we've gone out of our way to secure the future.
Mr. Chairman, tikubvunza zviro zva-26.
Ndazvinzoti muri kubvunza zviro zva-26.
So tikuti mari
And
iyi
I can offer within, I've already offered to come back on something within 7 days. I can offer to give you the breakdown within the same 7 days. But
shouldn't you have provided that to her?
But
when
in
this
the-
came 2 years ago.
in the process of taking that information on board, Chairman, you must rest assured that we have a much better system now than we had in 2016. So we don't expect an imbalance of 1.3 billion in 2019.
Chairman, as we move forward, let me just let our colleagues know that don't take this comment as a comment that is constituted of laymen only. There are some of us with finance background, accounting background, and we take it that when you come from the Ministry of Finance, you have also finance and accounting background. And when you're answering the questions, we expect questions that are answered in financial and accounting terms, not just basic answer to say yes, no, this and that. Let's not be clumsy about our answers. We are very serious people who are taking this exercise very serious, and we appreciate answers that goes along with what the Auditor General has done according to financial and accounting basics. Thank you very much.
Chairman, I said
The
last week.
Auditor General, the Auditor General says up to now, she doesn't even answer what is happening today,
I will
24th of August.
I will provide.
How does it take you 10 years? Madam Chair. Audit yakasondobuda kare. Because see, the problem now is that there's a trust deficit. See, our minds are colored by the Command Agriculture, the words. when we can't
I
trust
accept
you,
the
when you
trust
apologize
deficit.
to us, when you broke the law left, right, and center. So now we are thinking 1.3. With
Is-
Majara Mutko,
Yakapuan.
1.3.
We like 1.5.
But to end on Chairman, I really appreciated when you answered this question, or question number 14, to say when the General Auditor wrote to us in 2015 and in 2016, our systems or we were incapacitated, maybe in terms of human resources or whatever the reason. That's a very good answer. But as we continue, you can't then backtrack and start showing traits to say, I'm reluctant to answer that, or we expect you to continue to say, we didn't have this, we didn't have that, we didn't, hence is that. Then we can be on the same wavelength. Thank you very much.
I think let me undertake.
I think we want to move on to my question to the one. Let's have a written explanation, but we also give it to the auditor, because she has to
Okay.
test that.
No, that's
She
fine.
has to test, she's the expert.
That I'm comfortable.
If you're going to do a reconciliation, it must be very clear.
Thank you.
Very clear, so that the source of this 1.3 billion, for us, please prove us that it was not fraud or another unlawful, such as we have seen in 2017 and 2018.
Thank you, Chairman.
Honorable finish. next question.
Okay.
I'm kind of talk about, I think we'll just continue. So item number 4.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I'm going to ask questions which are going to be emanating from loan advances to parastatal bodies and local authorities. Loan advances to parastatals and local authorities of 68,122 with no supporting documents. The figure reflected on the statement of public financial assets for the loans was 1,213,000. 1 billion. 1,218,000 giving a variance of 66,908. The variance was not reconciled against the Auditor General could not establish the value of loans advanced. Then my questions are, what monitoring mechanisms do you have in place to ensure that the loans advanced to parastatals and local authorities are correctly stated? Have the variances been investigated? If so, what was the outcome? Comment why your ministry at times process transactions for loans outside the PFMS, thereby resulting in variances.
For the two. Debt. That doesn't matter.
It matters. Yeah, it matters because
He had the staff who were there.
because on him, omissions and commissions, he has nothing to do.
He
You guys
has,
know what you were doing.
he
Please
has,
answer, Mr. Chu.
he had the staff who were there.
No, but this is an accounting thing.
No, when you lend to parastatals, that's what they account.
You lend to 68 million, you lend 68 without any vouchers. So who's going to answer on this? So an accounting thing is to say, I'm surprised you want to give. Mr. Chumbe, who was question to this.
No, I've never lent anyone any money.
What Chumbe would not want to What Chumbe? Into right gift.
Just
Yeah, I accept your position. What Chumbe? 68 million rupees, I can go pay this for a parasitic on my local. That's not my fault. And what are those ministries? I'm interested to know what are those parasitic local authority. I would like to check that.
Honorable Chairman,
Yes, Mr.
I'll give a general response because this is not my forte. It should be accounting general.
So accountant, I don't know why he's refusing to answer.
It's true that we lend resources to both local authorities and our public enterprises. In many cases, we lend these resources when they are facing emergencies, when they are broke, and most of them are actually broke. Initially, the whole idea is just to ensure that we deal with the crisis. We then think about, should we convert this to a loan? Should we just leave it as a payment from the budget? In many cases, we actually just end with this as appropriations on the basis that we know that the possibility of recovering the funds is very limited.
Yeah, that's not
But
our
one
question.
would need to find out.
That's not our question. Our question is on supporting documents. Why you would give $68 million without supporting documents? Without vouchers. In other words, even though the authenticity of the allegation that we made to parastatal stolen is in question, but they are not supporting documents. And sometimes these things are done outside the PFMS.
I think that's a fair question, Mr. Chairman. I would have to look for that.
Just like the previous question which were asked by Honorable Andrew Makani, where are the reconciliations? Because there are also discrepancies of over 66 million.
I think Mr. Chairman can look at
It's
this.
definitely a Mr. Chairman issue.
I have no answer, Chairman.
And now, Mzwakapa,
I have no answer.
let the record that the witness please ignorance and inability. But the next question, Honorable Modia.
Okay, thank you, Chairman.
Sorry, Chair.
Number 5, the old supplemental, sorry, Honorable.
Okay, despite the fact that he doesn't have an answer, but maybe he can tell the House who were the parastatals and the local authorities which were given such amount.
Can you tell us?
I haven't gone into that detail.
Can you give us within 7 days?
Yes, I can.
Then please tell us why at the time they will know about us in your
Okay,
Of the class you are,
I will.
of the class you are writing what you are asking.